Hello, everybody. You might see some new images on screen. BrotherLeb has taken a few photographs,
Yeah,
just
I
a
got a lot
few,
more to do.
and so we're gonna start using putting that in the rotation for our for whenever we're not in sim and not showing something. But yeah, we have some A4 photos now, which is great. Um, no other changes to the stream setup as of right now, but we'll start there and see what we can do moving forward. Okay. Let's do a briefing. Hello, pilots. It is July 5th, 2026 at 3:16 p.m. Eastern Time. We're doing a show at Adana BrotherLeb weather briefing.
Weather as of 13:58 local, the winds are calm. Clouds view 12,000. Sorry, clouds view 12,000. Temperature 15, dew point 0, altimeter 29 or 9 or 2. No amplifying remarks.
All right. Are we happy with the clouds, or do we want to like shuffle the time and all, or something like that?
You seemed like you weren't happy with the clouds. Would you like me to shuffle them?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm loading up the sim to do that.
Okay.
Flat screen, but we can continue briefing while you're going.
Yeah. Let's see. Altimeter 29 for a corrected altimeter of 2985 for a corrected center plane elevation of 0 feet. We will be splitting out of chocks to set up for individual takeoff maneuvers, followed by the opposing knife edge, followed by the rest of the show as briefed. BrotherLeb, how many rolls do we do on the blivet?
Half roll.
There you go. Half roll on the blivet. um, can't. I'm going to be going up. We go at the threshold for the dirty clean loop.
Okay.
Anything else from last time that we should note?
I'm going to start my slow roll sooner, but continue it being a very slow roll.
Okay.
I'll probably roll in at around 2 miles instead of in between 2 and 1.
Anything else before we get started?
Not quite, but I'm still waiting for the sim to load so I can.
All right.
I'm in
Hang out
flat
here.
screen for this because it's easier.
We'll hang out here because having the helmet on for extended periods of time can be obnoxious.
Yep.
Yeah, when I do Blue Angel stuff, I have the thing really strapped to my face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you need to be able to turn your head quickly if you need to.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Sims up. Mission editor, open mission. Blues. Syria A4s.
You probably just nudge the time, or do we? I don't know how to get it to do
The
it.
time will change where the clouds are, but it won't though because there's no wind.
There's wind aloft, isn't there?
I don't think so. No, there's not.
Oh.
So I can just change the preset.
Sure.
This is scattered 4.
Let's try a different
Do a
one.
high scattered.
Sure.
Oh,
Want some clouds, but not.
let's do scattered 2.
Okay.
Scattered broken. That's a lot. Scattered. Let's go scattered 1. Scattered 1. What happens if I do scattered 1? How low can you go? We wanted 12,000.
Yep.
Your wish is my command. There we go. Clouds 12,000. Everything else is the same. Oh, I was wrong about temperatures. 20 degrees Celsius. Whatever. No turbulence. Everything else is hunky dory. All right, we'll try that. See what it. Well, hold on. Hold on. I can look at this. Let me just look at this real quick. In fact, hold on. I'm gonna piss it off. back. All right, so we. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's less clouds, but there's still some, so you're going to get something.
Great.
Cool. All right, I'm going to call that good, and I'm going to switch inputs.
Okay.
Yep, unless you got anything else.
Nope.
Cool. I'll see you in the sim.
All right. All right, folks. Be there shortly.
Jared, how do you read? Nothing so far.
BrotherLeb, how do you read?
I'm clear.
Okay. The the meta thing didn't pop up for me, so
Oh, bummer.
we'll see how this goes. It should be fine. It should still hook in, but we'll see. Like I hit launch on link and it just went to a black screen. But it's not like off, it's just a black screen. So I don't know what that means.
Oh, I don't even get that screen that you're describing now.
Huh? So the grid thing?
When you do launch on Link, as soon as you plug it in, it goes.
Oh, I mean it's supposed to, but it's been
Yeah.
having a field day lately.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. If it doesn't work, then I'll just restart the headset. It should hook. Oh, nope. It just went straight in. Great.
Sweet.
I got no complaints about that.
Nope.
All right. Kill ye.
Oh, that's not what I want. Better. No, I don't want to connect by IP. Crazy.
I do.
Crazy dude. Yeah, you do. Okay. Server is loading.
Great. Solitary. I should send you a song from the Hunchback thing that we're doing.
Oh, yeah? In your choir?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is definitely brighter than the old one. There's
Cool.
no clouds right over the field.
That's nice. Oh, I should probably check switches. You know, since I flew another aircraft last.
Yeah, that's well worth doing.
Especially with it being a prop aircraft.
Yep. I don't know about you, but I use the those like rotary tab things
Yeah.
for my like propeller pitch and
Yep.
other stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, which I don't have them bound at all in the A4, but
Me neither. Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yet. Hey, we can see each other. I can hear me. They can
What's up?
hear
What's up? What's
you.
up?
Great. Goodbye, OBS. See you on the other side. All right. I'm ready for startup.
Alrighty. I'm pausing in 3, 2, 1. Mark Wahlberg.
Apply those brakes.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh, I was going to test. Well, not now. Not now. Eventually, I would like to test whether or not applying the chalks.
Oh
helps.
yeah. We can.
I'll do
If
that
we decide to do
in my
that, we
own
can
time.
add it to the the checklist. If you're wondering why I don't have oxygen as one of the checklist items, it's because it's not actually relevant in the A4.
Yeah, we don't get high enough. Yeah, we don't get high enough.
Oh, don't lock that down. All right, chair is ready for startup.
Lab is almost ready for startup. I forgot an important thing. My altimeter.
That is, in fact.
All right, ready for start.
Chariot.
Stand by the ground power.
Chariot.
3, 2, 1, mark.
Chief, turn on the ground power. Copy. Ground power is now on.
Stand by the starter.
Chariot.
In 3, 2, 1, mark. Stand by ignition.
Chariot.
In 3, 2, 1, mark. Stand by idle.
Chariot.
Got good light off.
Chariot's got light off.
In 3, 2, 1, mark. Ready? While we're waiting, stand by the slats.
Chariot.
3, 2, 1, slats.
Good slats.
Good slats.
Good to know.
That looked good. All right, stand by the ground power.
Chariot.
Ground power off in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Chief, turn off the ground power. Copy. Ground power is now on.
And stand by the canopy. In 3, 2, 1, mark.
You know, my stab log might not have been on ever.
Ever?
I think I might have been doing the switches in the wrong order.
Oh yeah, you gotta get the standby one first, then the stab log one.
We'll
The stab
see.
log one, if you do it too early, it'll spring
Yeah.
back.
All right, takeoff checks. Actually, hold up. Trace up TRACOM 1.
Level up TRACOM 1.
Trace up GuardCom 1.
Level up guard.
Takeoff checks.
Level.
Check your smoke pressure on. Check your trim set. Check your heading. My heading 138. Check your altimeter set 2985 for a corrected center point elevation of 0 feet. Check your smoke station is armed. Your master arm is on, and your lights are on. Check your stab log is on. Check your fuel. Lights out.
What? Good afternoon, Jerry. Updated winds are calm. Altimeter is 29002 for a corrected center point or corrected altimeter of 2985. Corrected center point elevation of 0 feet. Density altitude of 82 feet. Chariot squawk. Well, squawking does not matter. You're clear to taxi left out of chocks. Hold short to tree.
Thanks, clear to taxi. Hold short to tree.
Left.
Solos are cleared to taxi. Chariot's powering up to 70%. Off. Brakes now. Chariots, come left. See ya.
See ya.
Solos, certificate com 1. Chariots of 8Com1.
Let's have 8Com.
Chariots 29085 set 0 feet barrel out.
Lab 29850, 0 feet, barrel out.
Stand by the flaps. Flaps. Check your flaps up. Chariots flaps down 321 1 degree up barrel out.
Labs flaps up 2 degrees, or rather 1 degree up, barrel out. Chariot, remind me what the 321 is for.
I haven't figured that out yet.
We gotta figure that out. I feel like we should know.
It's the one remaining mystery. The rest of it I understand. The 321 not so much. If anybody out there knows. I feel like that'd be the most out of left field question they would get on the flight line from a fan.
Definitely.
Sure, it's holding short 2 tree.
Love is passing Charlie.
This is the one that's going to be the sloppiest.
Definitely. Alright, Leb's entering Delta Chariot. Go ahead and roll it for Adana.
Chariot's on the roll. Air Boss, Blue Angel Solos, taking runway 2 tree for immediate takeoff. Chariot's taking 2 tree.
No, sloppy so far. Missed the turn. Leb is hold short 05.
Chariot's rolling. Airspeed's alive. See ya. Chariot's layer.
And Leb roll.
Alright. Don't get ahead of yourself or the jet. Fly the show.
Ready. Hold on. Leb's on top, 6.
Chariot, continue. 6.5 is the target, so he's low.
Stand by.
Pull it out, Boro. Yeah, he's got it. Nice and safe. Good for you.
Smoke.
Chariot's clear. 4.5 for the opposing knife edge.
Let's clear 1. Opposing knife edge. 4 miles.
Preliminary beam.
Beam.
I'm ready to take a mark.
Take it.
Stand by, mark it. Chariot's aim for the left knife edge.
Left and left half edge. Ten seconds. Mark on top. 400. Three miles. Mark 398. Two miles. Mark 400.
Smoke on.
Contact.
Smoke off. Ready, hit it!
Clear.
Clear, sir. It's full. Roll it out. Cheers, Slayer, and clear with the ground for the inverted.
What? Three miles. Mark.
A little ahead.
Four miles.
Preliminary beam.
Beam.
There, take a mark.
Take it.
Stand by, mark it. Chariot's in for the right, inverted.
Then right inverted.
Go ahead.
10 seconds. Mark little ahead. 390. Three miles. Mark 398.
Still a little ahead.
2 miles. Mark 400.
Ready, hit it! Smoke on.
Contact.
Looking good. Stand by, roll. Smoke off. And chair spare. And clear behind the crowd for the Blivet.
Bullet.
That scared me. .5.
4 miles.
Preliminary beam.
A beam.
Clear, take it back.
Take it.
Stand by, mark it. Chariot's aim for the left Blivet.
Left and left. Blivet.
Half rolled up.
Half roll. 10 seconds. Mark little ahead 402. Three miles. Mark 400.
We're behind.
Two miles. Mark 400.
We're behind. Smoke on.
Contact.
Contact, add it up. Ready, hit it! Push. .45. Vertical 47. .45. Horizon. Now 9-4 power idle.
Contact.
Set. Ready, hit it! 1, 2.
Clear.
Comes the pull. Smoke off. Chair Slayer. It's pull. Rolling out. Cheers, Lear, and clear him on the crowd for the force coming left. Hooks come down.
Contact.
He's in lots of power. For 370. 340. Rolling out some bank. 325. 320. He's in more power. 300. Rolling out. Adding power. Cells on the crowd. Setting up the Fortis checkler. Landing lights on.
What?
280. Adding more power.
You'll have to.
Chariot. Say again?
You got to.
We're coming right. Coming for the right. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Right hand turn for Fortis. Using some pull. Ease in the pull. Rolling out the Fortis inboard outboard. Chariot's out rolling in.
Clear.
Smoke on. Stand by the gear. Gear. Inboard lab.
Lab.
Center point. Come back left. Adding power. A little dry. Stand by that gear. Gear. Hook. Church rolling out.
Clear.
He's in the pull and rolling out. Soldiers on the ground, setting up the canopy to canopy. Traits adding power to 90. Set.
Left.
Check smoke if you haven't. Just check it around the corner. I think I called smoke on by accident. We're coming right. Coming for the right comes the pull. A little more pull. Right hand turn for the canopy to canopy.
Left.
Ease and some pull. Ease and more pull. Ease and more pull. And we're rolling out the canopy to canopy. Chariot is set and rolling in.
Clear.
Smoke on. Up we go. A little more pull. Okay. Roll it out. Ease the pull. Smoke off. Sure, rolling out.
Clear.
We're coming right. Coming for the right comes the pull. A little more pull. right-hand turn for the section crossover.
Flip.
A little more pull. Coming further right. Comes the pull. We're gonna have to come back left, Leb.
Flip.
Ease and power. Ease and some pull. Rolling out. Ease and all the pull. And coming back left. A little dry. We're rolling out the section crossover 425. Smoke on. Rudder brake. Ease pull. Rolling out. Pull to 80. Ready, hit it! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. Pull on the horizon. Smoke off. Chariots
Clear.
Chariots and clearing in front of the crowd for the opposing 4-point.
Left.
Luminary beam.
Beam.
Alright, take a mark.
Take it.
Stand by, mark it. Chariots in for the right 4-point.
Lens in right 4 point. Seconds. Mark on time 400. Miles. Mark 400. Miles. Mark 400.
Smoke on.
Contact.
Smoke off. Ready, hit it! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Clear.
Sure, sir. East full. Rolling out. Cheers, clear. And clear on the crowd for the slow roll.
Let's clear for the slow roll. And let's turn in 3 miles for the slow roll. And let's in 2 miles for the slow roll. Ready. Okay. Smoke. Clear.
Translator 5.5 at 1800, 310 for the Ladbrokes loop.
Contact.
And a card at 85. 310. $325, adding power to 90. $350. $360, adding power to 92. $380. A little further left and a little pull. 400. Ease in the pull. Rolling out the line abreast loop.
To Jack, do we?
Chariot. Up on. Up. We go a little more pull. Vertical 5-6 is some pull. Stand by the boards. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Stand by the boards. Ease in the pull. Up we go. Chariot attach. Chariot attach, boss.
It is clear.
Chariot's over the top 8-4 for the for the solo 8 point.
Looks clear, 9.1.
Sorry about that.
Not just you, man. It's all right.
Chariot's in for the solo 8 point. Ready, hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chariot Slayer. Peaceful. Rolling out to Chariot Slayer and clear him on the ground for the opposing horizontals. Two miles mark. Three miles mark. .5. 4 miles mark. Let me know your beam.
I mean,
Come here, take mark.
take it.
Stand by, mark it. Chariot's in for left rolls.
One's in left horizontal.
4 rolls, Leb.
4 rolls. Gonna be like 10 seconds. Mark point 2 behind 400. Three miles. Mark 1. Miles, mark 400.
Smoke on.
Contact.
Contact. Ready, hit it. 1, 2,
Clear.
Sure, sir. He's full. Rolling up. Church Slayer and clear with the crowd for the opposing inverted.
Let's come left for the invert tucker roll.
That's the one.
360. 350. Adding power. 340.
Contact.
Ease in the pull. And rolling out. 330. Adding a little more power. 340. So we're going to crowd set up the invert roll 350.
Try it.
We're coming back. Left coming further left comes the pull. A little more left and a little more pull. Even more pull. 350. Ease in the pull. Ease in more pull and a rolling out. The inverted roll inboard to outboard.
You got 2 lab.
Little drive. Left. Ready. Smoke on. Little more drive. A little more drive. Ready. Hit it.
Sure, sir.
Go further left. Smoke. A little further left and a little pull. Power set 90. Ease in the pull and rolling out. Souls map got set up a section roll.
Sure.
We're coming left. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Floors are behind the crowd, setting up that section roll.
Sure.
Coming further left. And we're rolling out. The section roll. Smoke. Up we go. We're very high. Okay. Comes the pull, rolling through. Ease in the roll, ease and some pull. We're coming left for the fleur-de-lis.
Sure.
A little further left and a little pull. A little more pull. Even more pull. Ease in the pull and rolling out. The fleur-de-lis ease and lots of pull. We're inboard. Chariot little drive. Up we go. We're very high. Ready.
Ready, roll.
Click.
Sure, sir. It's full. Rolling out. Sure, Slayer, and clear around the crowd for the directly loop.
Contact. Sorry about that sequence. That was a mess.
I was there. Turn circling 4 miles for the dirt clean loop. Trace turn in 4 miles dirt clean loop on the runway. Four miles mark. 300. 252 miles mark. 3 miles mark, rather. $200. 180. 2 miles mark. $1.5. Smoke and gear. $1 mile mark. Add it up. Up. We go. A little more pull. Vertical 2-0 is the pull. Stand by the boards. Boards. Comes the pull. Stand by the boards. Boards. He's in the pull. Cheers, Larry. Contact.
And right for the section loop 350.
Chariot.
A little further right and a little pull 330. At power to 90 power to 90, 330. Check smoke. Good smoke. Coming further right, 350. A little further right and a little pull, 360. A little further right, a little more pull, 370.
Got you, love.
Love. We're easing the pull, rolling out, little drive, the section loop smoke on. A little slow, a little low. Adding a little power up. We go a little more, pull even more, pull. Vertical 4-8. Ease and some pull. Ease and power. Use a little more power. Stand by the boards. Comes the pole. Stand by the boards. Board. Easing the pull. Easing out. More pull coming right. Further right, easing more. Pull. Smoke. Coming back left. Coming further left and rolling through. Comes the pull. Adding a little power. Power set 90. A little further left and a little more pull. Slows at a left enter loop across boss 200.
350.
A little further left. A little more. Pull. Ease and the pull. Ease and more. Pull. Ease and the pull. Rolling out. The loop right across outboard to inboard. We go a little more, pull even more. Pull. Vertical 5.2, a little more, pull. Ease and some pull. Ready, break, 0.5 right, and inboard. Smoke. One mile, mark 350. For 2 miles, mark 380. 2.5 mark, smoke. 3 miles, mark, up we go, and a 4G mark. Vertical 508 alpha. Horizon. Now, BrotherLeb. 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. Roll it. Shallow. 3 miles mark. Leveling out. .5 mark. Fast. 2 miles mark, 400. 1.5 mark, 390. 1 mile mark, 390. 1/2 mile mark, 390. Smoke.
Cheers, Slayer.
Clear.
Cheers, Slayer, and clearing in front of the crowd for the the section takeaway break. Jeez. 400.
Contact.
375. .350, adding power to 90, and coming left comes the pole. 360. .350. .340, a little more pull. Souls on left-hand turn for the section takeaway break.
Left.
.340. .360, a little further left.
You'll have.
Chariot is on the pole. Rolling out the section. Takeaway break, a little upward inboard, and a little dry.
Flip.
Adding power. 292 cents. Smoke on. A little pull. Ready, hit it. Pull. Is pull. Rolling out. Smoke off. Coming back right. Comes the pull. Is pull. Rolling out. Church clear. And clearing in front of the crowd for the section flat pass.
Leb.
2 miles mark.
Contact.
3 miles mark.
On time.
3.5. 4 miles mark idle coming right for the section flares. And turn in 4.5. Section flat pass idle.
Leb.
He's in the pull. Rolling out the section flat pass. Adding power. Power set 82. He's on the pull to level.
You'll have.
Try it. Smoke on. We're in for the section flat pass 10 fast.
Leb.
Center point, coming right, easing lots of power, easing more power, comes the pull. Smoke off. A little further right, a little more pull. Easing more power. Little more pull. We're rolling out. A little pull, stand by the flaps, flaps. Ease in the pull. Comes the trim. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, adding power. 1. Little more trim. 1, 2. Ease in the pull. We're coming right. Stand by the gear. Ease in a little power. A little pull. Slows on right-hand turn for the second landing.
Leb.
Little more pull, adding a little power. Ease and some pull. Ease and more pull. Ease and more pull. Ease and more pull. Ease and more pull. Easing some power. Ease in the pull. Roll it up. Ease in more pull. Using a little more power. The section landing.
Left take.
Roll it out. A little pull. Little more pull. Little more pull. Stand by the boards. Boards. A little brakes. Easy brakes. A little more brakes. Off brakes now. We're coming left Gimme Tune Trail.
Left.
Stand by the boards, boards. Stand by the flaps, flaps. Stand by the spoilers, spoilers. We're coming left, Gimme 2 on the right wing.
Left.
Stand by the landing light, light.
Nice flight, Chariot.
Nice fire lab. Yeah, that sequence from the inverted tour through the loop right cross is probably the most stressful flying I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, there's domino effect big time in this. And this is definitely the sloppiest one of the three. For me, at least.
Yeah, still some improvements in places, but yeah, I agree. BrotherLeb, go all clear.
But it is clear.
We're coming right, no power. There's a ginormous thunderstorm going on outside right now.
Oh boy.
Like, extremely loud and shaking the walls, claps of thunder.
Jeez.
Just a little distracting. We're coming left, no power. Stand by, right turn for parking.
Left.
Okay. A little brakes. There's another one. A little more brakes. 10 feet. A little brakes. Brakes. Standby canopy and engines. Standby canopy and engine.
Leb.
And 3, 2, 1. Mark. 3, 2, 1. Mark. I have to remember to do that call on Discord so I can tell whether you can hear me.
Yeah, There were a couple of radio things in this show that caught me out.
Yeah, well, I made a couple of mistakes. One of which was that my brakes were in the whole time until I said brakes over the top of the liner press loop, and I was like, why doesn't the switch go forward? So sorry about that one. All right, let's debrief it. Coming up from
Let's do it.
Jeez.
Chariot, yeah, loud and clear. Oh boy. It's intense, man. That sounds like a smart idea. My Moza did not feel the same as last time. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, it's like I had a lot more stick force the last two shows, and then this one it felt like soft, particularly in the y-axis. Like I did nothing. Well, I just turned it off, so I don't know what it was, but could be. Yeah, I wondered. It felt different, but yeah, it didn't feel like way off, but it's just like even like the amount of forces, like as we were speeding up, I was like, yeah, it was soft, and so I was having to think a lot more about gradual movements. So like when we were coming out of stuff, like I was driving instead of just easing the forces.
yeah.
It just like felt really
that
bad.
Sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
All right.
Let's debrief this thing.
Let's debrief this thing. Okay. Yeah, that was a show at Adana. Major safeties.
I know I had some, but I can't think of any right now. I'm sure we'll see them. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fairly distracted.
Yeah. I will find them. I know I had them. I will fix them for next time. I'm glad to be here. There are a lot of things that I'm unhappy with in this show, but I can't think of the safeties.
Yeah,
right
I
at
think
the
let's
moment.
just troll the briefing. And we'll see what happens. All right. Taxi. I don't really have anything to say about it.
Nope, same.
Oh
No, I do have one thing to say. I overshot the turn. Like this
Oh.
started off on a bad note because I overshot the turn. I was going too fast, didn't get it woed up enough to make the turn, so I was out in the grass and had to get back on. So I'll fix that safety. Glad to be here.
Yeah, my takeoff was like similar to last time. A little bit snappier on the roll behind crowd. A little bit, not quite as much as I would like, but I have to clear these buildings, so Yeah. This is a B, just a B.
My takeoff, the low transition was not quite as clean. Yeah, I don't know. It looks all right.
Looks
Yeah, it's
decent
probably
to me.
fine. Yeah, and then I overrolled the stupid roll again. I even thought about it ahead of like, don't overroll this. Do what you got to do to arrest it, and I didn't quite. That's annoying. But I did get the one downhill more arrested, and it was pancake flat on the bottom. So I'll give this one a B.
All right.
God, it looks good when it's flat.
Yeah, dude. Okay. The knife edge. I think I was behind. No, was I on? I don't remember. I think I was somewhere weird. Looks like I was on. For the timings. And this was a good knife edge. Yeah, right at like 300-ish feet. And well executed, good. Yeah, this is good. This is a B plus.
Nice.
Not a lot to say about it. I think like if I could be picky, I wasn't quite decisive enough with my roll back to level and my my roll behind crowd, and also I could get to the knife edge quicker because I'm slow rolling into it. So I think a little snappier on that.
Okay, yeah. Inbounds were good. Inside the box, too much rudder, so I was floppy on the rollout and too nose high at the knife edge. This is a C.
All right. Inverted to inverted. I overrolled this time. Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't too shabby. And then I think it sank a bit before I caught it, but then I was able to catch it and arrest it. And then this is the best clear I've done, and it was terrifying. So terrifying that I had no idea where I was in comparison to like the ladder or anything like that. So yeah, there wasn't a safety because I was looking out the cockpit to make sure there wasn't, but I called smoke off just on gut feel, and it was a little early. So yeah, I'll fix that for next time. Glad to be here. This is a B minus.
My inbounds were pretty good. Was this the one I was a little off angle? No, this one was fine. Roll-in was pretty smooth. I had to get a little bit too much drive, so I kind of like had a little hiccup once I rolled inverted to try and catch it, but not a huge deal. And then the clear was pretty good. I didn't add drive as early as you did, but I added it a lot more intensely. So the shape of my turn is like sharper than yours at the onset, but then eases off on the back end. So I just need to kind of work on that shape a little, I think. This is a B minus.
All right, Blivet. Yeah, called the hit at the right time. We hit one right, which is good. The drive was good. Came over the top, saw that you were like more or less in line with me, and just was like, "All right, not paying attention to him anymore. He's his job now. I'm gonna do my thing." And just stared out my cockpit until I hit the right angle, and then looked back at you, called the hit, did 3 good rolls, arrested it well, and then pulled us out of the bottom. This is like as close to profile as it's gonna get, I think. I would say that the drive was a little light, I think, for me.
Okay. It looks like it based on this profile.
So I need to fix that for next time. But it's a B plus. Glad to be here.
All right. Yeah, so inbounds weren't quite as good on this, but still fine. Hit was good. I actually rolled, stabilized really well, and tons of drive to start it. So even though I had less smash than you did, I was about 20 knots slower than you. I was ahead of you. This is basically the entire maneuver because I was more drive, and so when you called vertical, I was a little bit ahead of that on the ladder. But I was also like you called your altitude, which was helpful because so please keep doing that because I was about like 500. I don't know. I was higher than you were by a bit, and I was like, "Oh man! Not only am I going to beat him to the top of this, but I'm going to be higher than he is." And then I was thinking, kind of through. It's like that actually might be good. Based on the site picture we're looking for, but I was trying to fix it so that I wouldn't beat you over the top too much, and I don't think that means that I'm going to get the site picture correct. But this is probably the closest I've been so far. But I think I'm going to kind of miss you from the crowd. And then a floppy is all get out on that roll. How many rolls are we doing? You're doing like what, 3?
Yep.
Okay, I will do 3 in the future. I've only been doing 2. That's really hard to keep it in coordinated flight for that. But yeah. What is this? B.
All right. Fortis. This one was a lot better than last time. I don't know why I called smoke on. That would be cool. But nope, didn't do that. I mean, I did do that, but we shouldn't do that. But hey, we got the gear out this time, which is great, and then we were nice and sinking, but like on a decent profile. Actually, we're -1G. Who am I talking about? We're doing fine. All the way in. And then the rollout was very gentle. Too gentle. We need to come to an angle quicker. But we were a little slow, so I didn't want to have us putting a bunch of stuff in the air. Rollout was good, and then we just kind of hung out there for a little bit until I got to the behind the crowd heading and then roll us out. So, yeah, C.
This was a good one. There were some little like finicky things with hiding the jet, but I can't. Like, I think I was just a little ahead of it. So like once we started to roll out, I was a little out of plane, just barely. But I'm very much nitpicking at this point. Rolling was pretty good. You descended more than I was anticipating, so that's not going to look great, which is a bummer. I got tucked right in and stayed right in the entire way through. The clear, I was right in as well, but I pulled just a smidge of power to try to like maintain spacing, and then once the gear and the hook came down, it like the physics was like, oh, you're just a little behind, and I can't also jockey the throttle at the same time because I'm having to flip switch, so I just fell away from you, and there was just not much I could do at that point. So I will probably learn to do it better as we go, but that's about as good as I'm able to do at this point.
Yeah.
So this is a B+. Glad to be here.
Okay, because we didn't come to an angle fast on the clear, it meant that this turn was very long and left us with no time to go up the hill. So that sucks, and I'm sorry. But I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do here. So we hit the right upward angle, and we started the roll, and yeah, this one was... The setup sucked, which meant that I gave you no time to get in, which is entirely my fault. As far as the roll itself is concerned, well, also I aimed at the wrong spot, so that also sucks. And we are definitely not inverted by the time we hit the crowd. So, like I said, everything just like cascaded upon itself. You know, similar to what happened to you at the end of the show. This is a D. Just like, and it all came from the Fortis, realistically. So it's just crazy. Anyway, that's how it goes. It's a D.
Form flying was okay around the corner. I was a little like bummed that I hadn't been able to stay super tight all the way through the Fortis, and was like struggling with trying to figure out what position I wanted to be in, what power settings, and like remembering, oh yeah, like this is what kind of the power management this thing needs to be. I was all ready for your roll in, and looking at the telemetry, I kept my altitude pinned flat. Like when you roll in, I'm at 630 ASL, and I maintained it until I saw you going below me, and then I nosed over. So that was just a bummer that I didn't catch the drop that happened when you rolled in. So then I had to kind of figure out how to get into position from there as you were going up the hill. And so I wasn't able to really get tucked in. And then because I was a little behind, I was trying to catch up. So then I was a little ahead coming over the top, and then tried to bring in power enough to catch you down the hill, but didn't get enough of it. So was just kind of out at that point after that. But then the rollout was fine. What is this? This is probably C.
The section crossover. Yeah, overshot it. Had to come back and come back right, which sucked. And then we are slightly off angle and crowd right. So this, or crowd left. So this just sucks balls, the whole thing. That being said, pulled to the right angle, went up the top, and then my rolls, I think, were flat. Yeah. So I think I had the stab hog off the whole time we've been doing this.
Oh, really? Well, there you go.
Which is
That's
impressive
why.
that I've been able to coordinate my rolls as well. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, just the setup itself. This is a C. No, setup itself is a C minus.
Okay. Form flying was better around the corner. I was glad that you told me ahead of time that we were going to have to correct. That helped. And then I had a chance to think about, like, okay, I'm going to use that, like, rollout from the left turn to scoot out to the position I need to be in. And that worked pretty well. I was really worried that I was a little too close to you on the hit, but it worked as well. It was close.
Yeah, it's fine. Got half a plane.
Yeah. And then up the hill was okay. My rolls were a little wobblier than they normally are, so I think I could fix that a little bit. Also, you're much steeper than I am, so I think I need to make my angle a little steeper than what I'm. Yeah, I'm a little under the target angle, so that needs to be improved. And I think my roll is a little slower because you called, like, we had a stepped on each other radio thing at the top of this. So I fortunately heard the back end of your message and knew to pull to the horizon, but I was just a little behind it. So C plus.
All right, 4 point. I was behind the whole way in and tried to make it up towards the box, and it looks like I overdid it, which is a bummer. But that's life. My 4 points were very sloppy. Very, very sloppy. And I called the hit too early. So, bummer. Yeah, this is another C minus.
Inbound timings were good, but my angle was off, and I didn't realize it until the 2 mile mark. So that was a bummer, but I was closing up distance with you, which is kind of what I wanted to do anyway. So it kind of sort of worked out, came out in the wash, but my 4 points were also sloppy. And I didn't bring in full power during them, so I was extra floppy and on top of being sloppy. So this is a C.
Also, yeah, you probably couldn't tell in the moment, but like if it's gonna be a little bit, just a reminder to put in drive on the inverted.
I thought I did. I remember doing it.
Well, maybe it was
In a
just
jet.
a speed problem.
And the altitude looks right.
Yeah,
Like it needs
yeah.
to be, because I'm not doing it based on like trying to keep it flat. I'm doing it based on like sight picture to you.
Yeah.
So
It's just funny.
Um,
It's
what-
just funny to me because this doesn't look realistic at all, where your jet just suddenly like drops out of the sky. That's just a. It's a sim. It's a.
oh,
model.
well, I don't think mine. I can't see what you're not streaming to me, so I can't see what
Oh.
you're looking at.
Well,
but
that would
my
help.
TAC view doesn't look like what you're describing.
So, like you're inverted, right?
Are you streaming?
Oh, no, hang on. There we go. Here we go.
Sorry. Okay, thank you.
So right, we're coming in, and you get inverted, and you're doing fine, right? But
Mhm.
then, watch this. On my screen, when you come out, like your jet just falls like a rock, like it has no lift whatsoever. Like the
Does mine?
chassis isn't creating any lift, and it's just one of my pet peeves. That's all. Okay.
I guess it kind of looks that way on mine as well. Yep.
All right. Slow
continue.
roll.
Slow roll. I started it much earlier and kept it slow. I don't think I was wings level above center point, which that was a bummer. I also added power, which was stupid, so I was going really fast. But I think the shape is probably good, and I did push out of the back end of it, which is better, and I think the clear is safer. So I'll call this a C+.
That's interesting. You came towards crowd, which is fine. You're still in the safety margin, but that was just interesting.
Oh yeah, I did. I think it probably it happened on the. I wonder why. I wonder if I had any rudder in it or something.
I think it.
That's
Well,
bizarre.
when you rolled inverted, it was.
Oh yeah, I'm pointing. I'm pointing toward the crowd. Yeah, but you could see like that first half roll.
And it came.
I walk
Yep.
pretty far, and then it doesn't come back. So I must have had a little bit of pull, and that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah.
Weird.
Well, anyway, thing to note.
Things we're learning about the A4. All right, Ladderus Loop. I set this up really well, and it was really good up until the point where we turned on when we put out the boards, and then my boards were stuck forward from when I was flying the P-47. That sucked. So I fixed it, but probably was the freaking nightmare for you. And then we went up the hill, and the rest of the maneuver was totally fine. But that's a F. Wow, is this safety? Yeah, it's a safety, because coming down the hill, you need to arrest the speed. So this is a safety. Fix my safeties for next time, glad to be here.
That explains why you walked away from me.
It's a miracle we are only doing 440 at the bottom of the hill, I'll tell you.
So my rejoin was pretty good, but today I learned that if you are above 450 knots, the boards won't come out, which I knew that was the case. Okay, well, I must have been above that. Because I think the Tomcat, it's that way, 450 knots, and the boards won't come out. So anyway, I was above that number, and so my thinking was, I'm just going to set whatever RPM I think you said 82 or something like that, or I don't remember what you said. You said something, and I was like, I'm just going to set that, and I'll just fan the boards and slide right in. But I popped the boards, nothing happened, so then I had to clear out board and figure out what I was doing and pull a bunch of power. So I was gonna be right in, and I didn't judge it right. So I think I typically have been getting a lot of altitude, so I can maintain a bunch of smash coming down the hill and do what I got to do. And because as you're picking up speed, I need to have a lot of speed to stay with you, otherwise I lose you. But I think I actually had too much. And I knew how much overspeed I had. I had about 100 knots as I was in the last 45 degrees of the intercept, but now I know that I need to moderate that a little bit more so I can get in, because I was so close and I just didn't slow down enough, and it was such a bummer. So I was just struggling to get in time, and I barely made it. But I was able to get kind of in the ballpark and manage it well enough that I was kind of sort of with you. Again, less so than either of the last two times, but more so than all the times before that. So that's improvement, I guess, but still not particularly well flown. And then, I lost you on the boards point because you didn't have them or something. I don't know. I remember I was full power and boards, and I was like, this isn't working. And then when you pulled your boards out, I had to kind of catch you up. But I managed to, but it was a challenge. And then I started losing speed at the top of the other one, so I don't feel like we cleared as high as last. Normally I'm up at 10,000 feet, but I was only at 9. So I'm not exactly sure what all that happened, but there was enough other stuff going on. But this is a D, probably. Yeah. Is it? I'll call it a C-. I don't feel like it's a trash heap. It's just not my best.
This 8-point was a lot better. I was inverted. I was inverted one left. It was right over center point. Plenty of speed. Plenty of safety. This is the in-between from how slow I did it last time and the previous times, and I think this is right. So
nice.
It's not an A because it was inverted left. It was inverted one left, and I also underbanked the first two. So it's a B plus. Moving on to the horizontal rolls. You said you're going to be late, and I was early by half a mile already, so that was a problem.
That's a bummer.
So I had to like try and fake it for the rest of the time, which is why we hit left. But we only hit like 2 left, so that's fine. I called the hit too early, I think, but it kind of looks cool this way. We're like, we both get 2 rolls in before we cross, which is kind of sweet. And I think our cross is going to be on like altitude correct, so that'll be cool.
That's cool.
Anywho, we started our rolls and rolled at the exact same rate, which is also awesome. So that's pretty wicked. My rolls were great with Stabog. It's so nice to have it.
Yep, it's so much smoother.
And I was pancake flat on the clear to my rolls. Clear behind crowd was good, but because of that setup problem being early, it's going to be a B minus.
So I was so much lower than on this clear normally is, and then I was also coming down the hill quicker, so I was actually out to the 4 mile mark much earlier than I normally am. So I was hanging it on the blades with like flaps out and stuff at like 5 miles when you called, let me know in your beam. And so that was like full power, flaps in, dive, and I was like, I'm just not going to have enough speed to get there in time. And so that set up a domino effect where I was just in the wrong thing coming in. So my inbound timings were bad. Hit was pretty good, but then I rotated or under rolled the clear portion. I think I was worried about arresting the roll, and I just like sort of got to the last like 3/4 of the roll and just stopped rolling. And so it's like this very measured like at the end of that. Clear was the turn behind crowd was fine. So it's like a C minus again.
Inverted Tor.
Setup was pretty good. I will say, coming directly to the heading means that this turn is just tighter than I'd prefer. It just feels like I'm pulling more. But also that was a function of the fact that the Moza felt like I didn't have as much y-axis resistance, and so I felt like I was just like pulling really hard. Not like against anything, like a lot of force, but it was just like the stick is way back. And that goes for, this is why some of the loops that I led later were the way they were. It's because like I was bringing in the same amount of force that I was expecting, like deflection I was expecting in order to get the G I was expecting, and I was getting less.
Dude, I felt like I made a comment as we were doing one of the loops. I was like, I feel like I'm flying a different jet than he is.
And you were, or at least I felt like I was flying a different jet than I have been, and I wish I knew why. Anyway, so, but actually the setup ended up being fine. I over-rotated and then did this weird like wobble thing on the roll-in, so that sucked and threw you off. And then I over-rotated the clear, and so that was also bad. So this is a D.
My rejoin was going to be really cool, and I just didn't trust myself and bring enough boards, so I got hung out underneath you and had to kind of like do this underneath rejoin thing, but I was fine. I was really close, and then I just followed you right into that overbank and ended up crossing paths. So this is a safety F, glad to be here. The rest of the maneuver, I was in formation, I was working on hiding the jet, and because I was working on hiding the jet, guess what I did? I did what we did do in the 18, and I passed you. And I was like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to do that. So another safety, and then I rejoined and it was fine. So F, fix my safeties for next time, glad to be here. Hey, but I'm working on hiding the jet. So my brain had enough space to do that, but let's do it safely and the right maneuver next time.
So now so that actually is probably the beginning of the sequence of doom. So that was not well flown. I was coming back and like trying to collect myself, and then it's like, I just fly a good Chandelle for this next bit. And I didn't. I added a lot of pull in this turn behind crowd. And the reason I'm talking about this is because this is why all the rest of it starts to stink. I added a lot of pull, but not enough roll. So we were really high, but we hadn't, like, we needed to do more roll. And then we were like really high still because I didn't ease out any pole because I didn't need to for the shape of the turn. And so we just went up the hill at like 1,000 feet
Yep.
behind the crowd and early. I started that roll earlier, but like our angle was kind of off, and so we were way crowd left. I don't think we were in. Yeah, we were way crowd left. We were inverted at the right point, but we were way crowd left. And then same thing. We were just really high as we came back down the hill, and then we were also shallow and way left. So then the turn for the fleur de lis ends up getting screwed up. So this is another D.
Yeah. After that nonsense, I was like, okay, Adam, like forget that. Your job for the next 10 minutes is just to fly formation, so do that as best you can. I did not expect how gentle this turn was because we're like kind of like scooting left
Yeah.
instead of like banking left. And so that creates a weird thing with formation flying, which I was learning about in a moment. But I was able to adjust to it pretty well. Got a little bit behind you coming down the hill, and then we went up the hill, and I was like, just lock in, man. And I did. I got low compared to you for most of the roll, but I'm in the right spot and in the right,
Mhm.
like, with the right sight picture the whole time. Just like,
Totally, because it's so uncomfortable to pull into lead when you're upside down.
well,
But you
also,
need
I've
to.
never done it before, so I was like, I'm just gonna stay here. This is fine. This is safe.
Yeah, no, this is probably like a realistic position for
Yeah.
him.
So, it was good. And then I got a little bit ahead of you, and then a little bit behind you, and all that jazz into the turn. I'm gonna give this a B. I think this is pretty good.
Nice. All right, so the fleur de lis, the turn, I didn't identify early enough that the turn was weird, like not right. So we ended up having to pull a bunch, and then we were outboard, inboard. We were again high, really long. And I was like, well, I'm not going to try to fix this because I was like, I feel like I'm driving. I don't want to drive further to stay down. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. And so we just went up from there. And so it was just like long and high. And then I called clear at inverted, and I think you called something at the same time. So we stepped on each other. So I didn't hear your standby roll or whatever the next call is for the roll to behind crowd. So I just didn't do it because I was like, I didn't hear it. I don't know where he is. And then I finally head checked and saw you like turning away like behind crowd. And I was like, okay, cool. It's clear for me to do it. So that was a safe decision and the right one, but it was a bummer because it screwed the whole maneuver up. So this one is an F. I'll fix that safety. I'm glad to be here.
I was pretty in around the turn, and you're just like bringing in more pull, more pull, more pull. I'm like, dude, my arm hurts.
Well, I needed so much to get the deflection. This is the way the mojo was.
Yeah, we were horking it around that turn for formation flying. And then you were like, ease, and I was like, oh god. So I just pushed out to clear. Because I was like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know where we are. I don't know what altitude. I don't understand anything about the geometry of this turn whatsoever. I'm just going to be safe. So I made the safe call and pushed out and then got a little behind you and then was able to sneak back up. You said we were high, so I indexed a little bit lower. And then we did the break and the roll. I over-rolled. What did I do? No, I did fine on the inverted. But then so you called clear and I called clear. And then I just went ahead and executed, because that's what the real blues do. But we've never ever briefed that, and we've always done the fact where I like call the roll and the pull. So I realized this as I'm pulling behind Crown. I'm like, well, he's probably still over there.
Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't. All right.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, yeah, well, probably just left him behind. So
I will say, in the sim with the desync, you have to give that call.
I know.
Because otherwise I'll turn into you.
Yep. Yeah, because in real life, they just, like, 6 is probably looking at 5 and does it on visual. But you can't do that at
peripheral vision,
6 because our track file is based off of me. So I'll fix that for next time. It's not a safety, but I'll definitely fix it for next time. It's an F. Glad to be here. Moving on to the dirty clean loop. So everything about this was great except for one thing. I didn't add power up early enough because I added power the same place I did last time, but I went up quarter mile early, which meant I was slow. This was a problem coming down the hill. I leveled out at 100 feet. And this is maximum rear stick deflection. So that was scary. This is an F. I'll fix my safeties for next time. Glad to be here. I also didn't turn my smoke off, so I'll fix that one for next time as well. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so I was like out of sorts and grumpy at myself mostly. And was like realizing, oh, I'm behind this maneuver. I can't be behind this maneuver. So then I like focused up and I actually made, I remember thinking as we were going up the hill, I was like, oh, I made this work on time. This is going to be great. And I shot up the hill and I was like, but I'm going real fast. So I went idle from vertical and I'm pulling for all I'm worth. And this is when I started to realize I don't have Y axis control like I should. Because like I said, I was idle and pulling everything I had, and look at how far behind I get in this roll or this loop. And I barely survived like bottoming out at the bottom of it. I had a little bit more deflection than I thought I had because I was able to like reef back on it and kind of save it in the last like few feet. But anywho,
you're only doing
so,
6G, so the plane is capable of giving you more.
Right, and I just didn't. And it was like the lack of deflection and the lack of resistance, which I gotta figure out why the Mosa was doing that because I don't like it and I want to know how to fix it. Anywho, let's see. I guess it's not dangerous. Like it was a control thing, and I like the setup for it was great. And if I'd had the control that I wanted, I probably would have been able to make it work. Though I think even pulling harder over the top probably would have helped stay closer to you. It's like very narrow margins, but I remember going idle and being like, I hope this doesn't like come back to bite me. But anyway, yeah, let's see. For the section loop. So going into this loop, I was like, well, that was weird. I don't feel like I was able to get as much pull as I want. I hope this loop isn't too affected by that, but we'll see what happens. And so I'm like, all right, I got to pull harder than I want to, or what that feels comfortable in order to make this work. And he's just going to have to hang on. So we were a little low, a little slow. Added a little power to make sure we could do it. It kept pointed down instead of flat to start this thing, again, to pick up some extra speed. And then I tried to just load on the G in a gradual way, but consistently and a lot in order to make this work. And we hit vertical at 4.8, which felt great. And so I used off a little bit of pull. And then once we were coming over the top, I was like, oh, we've walked. Because I'm like, my stick is in a weird level of resistance. So where the loop was not online. I was like, well, don't worry about fixing that. Just make sure you're not going to like scrape us off on the terrain. Was able to do that, but then like we're easing pull and it's just feeling really, really weird. And I was like, I don't like this at all. And then started the roll to the right. And the maneuver actually ended up being okay. So I'm going to give this one a C again. Maybe even a C plus. But it's just like the entire time, it's just like, it's like when you bite into something that you're used to eating and it doesn't taste right. It was like that. It was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
This just feels wrong.
Yep.
And I was deeply uncomfortable and unhappy with it. So yeah, C plus for this.
So I just need to be more ballsy on this rejoin because every single time I get about here where I'm like a quarter mile behind and just like stop progressing. So I just need to be balls to the walls on this thing until I overshoot you. It hasn't happened yet. But that means that I'm always late to this rejoin. It feels bad. So I got in and then you were like, we're low and slow, adding power. And I was like, and didn't quite catch it. So I was behind us. We went up the hill. I was able to catch up. And then you floated over the top and I was like, okay. And this was like really weird and uncomfortable. Because like I could tell something was weird going on with you, and I was like, this feels funky. And I caught the brakes as we're coming down the hill. And brakes in was good. I got a little bit behind you at the bottom, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to park my position here. I'm going to see whether or not I can do the speed stuff on the turn. So on the right-hand turn, I eased a lot of power, and it actually worked out. I stayed in the same spot, and you're like, like ease in the pole, coming back left. I was like, great. And I like, pull up, expecting you to start going, and then like your roll is so gentle, and I'm like, okay, I guess
So you want me to roll left faster still?
I mean, go look at the last one and this one. I think you rolled slower this time.
Really? Because I remember thinking, all right, roll quicker. Here we go.
Yeah, then
Huh. All right, I'll roll faster. I'll roll faster.
I have a feeling that the x-axis was also affected. Is
Well,
all I'm gonna say.
Just be prepared the next time, whenever that is, like
Uh-huh.
2 weeks from now, given our schedules. But
Yeah.
that roll back left is going to be snappy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a snap roll, but it'll come quick.
So, what I learned because of how slow it was is that as we're rolling out, my power can remain the same. But the moment you get level, I got to add power because then I start to lose you as you come back left as I start to go over the top of you.
It's like it's digital.
It's definitely not real, is all. So, it's, oh boy, it's definitely based off of graphs. So, yeah, coming down the hill, I was fine, and around the corner, I was fine. So I don't know. I'm gonna give this one a C. It was fine.
Yeah, so the loop break cross, because I didn't have as much Y deflection, and I was like slowly getting aware of it, but I didn't have the full sense of it. I didn't know for sure I didn't have it until the top of the loop break cross. But at this point, I was still like, something's off. And coming around the corner and adding more pull to what I felt like we should have, and I was like, I'm going to overshoot this. I was like, I feel like the stick's in my lap. Like, it doesn't feel like there's that much force on it, but like the stick's in my lap. Like, what is going on? And so we overshot it, and I was like, well, whatever. I'm just going to live with this lineup. I don't want to try to fix it, and we'll just see how it goes. And then I was like, all right, we are loading on the G as we come up this hill. And so I did, and at least I did what I thought was going to be loading on the G, and it just was slow. And I saw as we were getting to the vertical, I was like, this is taking forever, and we're going to be so high. And I was like, well, there's nothing I can do about this at this point. So I even added more G at the top.
Yep.
But it was like, I probably should have eased the G so we didn't get too far left, but it was so far out of parameters at that point that I was like, we're just going to have what we have, and it's going to be really bad. And it was. So we smoked off. I actually fanned the boards coming down the hill so that I would be slow. And then leveled out and tried to stabilize as much as I could on the outbounds. My loop on the way, the loop of the loop break cross thing, the Immelman. No, half Cuban brain.
Jesus.
That part. Help me, Jesus. That was also not like online with itself. Like there was a little bit of wing dip, which is probably a function of not having as much stick force. So like just like slight adjustments in where the stick is positioned or how the pull force is happening was getting a little bit of roll in it. But again, I was just like really focused on trying to keep the speed and the timings as consistent as I could, but I was struggling with that on the inbound back to the hit as well. Looks like you kind of salvaged it. Looks like we're pretty close to center point. Maybe one right.
Yeah, one right.
But this whole thing was just like, I was behind the maneuver, I was behind the jet, and I was just like, what is going on? So this is a D. It actually, besides the initial loop was trash, but like the rest of the maneuver is probably okay, but like it was not handling what was happening to me very well.
So for me, I was in, and then we started going up the hill, and I just started to walk away from you, which is weird because I'm like pulling up at the same rate you are. I'm on the outside of a loop. I should not be going faster, but I was locked in. I touched nothing, and if anything, you should be going faster than me being on the inside of a loop. That is not what happened. I went faster. Explain that one to me. But anyway, I guess I have less G because I'm on the outside of... I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to explain this with physics. But anyway, I was pretty much locked in over the top, and then on the break you said we were like 5 left, and I was like, oh, jeez. So I just like kept the speed in going outbound. That was the right choice. I punched the brakes before I went up the hill. That was also the right choice. I reached vertical after you, so I horked it over the top, and then was matched pretty much all the way in. Added some power, and then crossed one right. I'm going to give myself a B, because that wasn't my fault, but I'll figure it out. Okay, section crossover. This one was like pretty much on parameters, just a little bit wide. Oh yeah, and I underrolled my roll, which is a safety. F, fix that for next time. Glad to be here. That's it for me.
The section crossover, the rejoin for that, I was able to do pretty well, and I actually think I hit the jet really well, so I'll be curious to see what that looks like on the tape. And then the actual like hit and maneuver was great. So this is a B+ for the section crossover, which given what happens in the next maneuver, what happened in the last 3 maneuvers, like I don't know how this was B+, but it was.
Section flat pass. This one I don't have any notes for. Made a nice turn, nice and idle, got down, just like stuck the throttle. The turn away was great. The one thing I would say is I was a little fast, so I'll fix that for next time. Glad to be your B+.
Still working on the rejoin. This one was better, but still a little bit sucked in, just taking a while to get in. So like you called smoke on, and I still wasn't quite in, but I was able to get in by the time we got over the field. I would just love to be in by like 2 miles instead of like getting in right as we get to the mile point. C.
Section landing. This one's pretty good. Yeah, came around a little bit more wobbly on the flaps, and the trim, I screwed up the comms on the trim this time. So I'll fix that for next time. That's a safety F. But that being said, the lineup was great. The descent rate was great. Call the boards, lit the boards up, and let you fly right by. And yeah, was nice and measured on the way into the parking, but because of the screw up on the comms for the trim, it's an F. Fix my safeties for next time. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I remembered needing to pull idle in this corn, so I was all ready to do that, and I started bringing it back to idle, and I was like, oh, I'm actually not going to stay with him if I do that. So I just held what I had, and the turn through the 180 was super, super locked in. I remember at one point I kind of got like bored or something. There was this point where I was like losing focus, and I was like, no, focus, dude. And then we rolled out.
In the A4.
Yeah, and then we rolled out, and when we rolled out, then you like eased, or maybe you did. I don't remember what happened, but I had added a bunch of trim because again, remember my stick's in my lap. I'm running out of deflection, so I was trying to trim so I had more like. You know, I wasn't. I had more range to go, and so I actually had to nose down trim a bunch once we got flying straight and level, which got me kind of out of whack. And so then I was just in sort of a PIO world for basically the rest of the maneuver, sort of like last time, but for a different reason. The flaps I was a little better to catch, but then when you trimmed, because of what you talked about, and also just because I was already out of whack, I did not catch it, and that's when I got really out of phase. And so then it was just a matter of like trying to get back in by the time we hit the ground. The major deprime point here, and this is what's going to make it an F, is I didn't hear the brakes call. I should have just anticipated, but I hear like stand by the boards, and then we hit the ground. I didn't hear boards, so I didn't put them out yet. And then you just right by me, and I was like, well, it's too late now. So I threw everything out and got on the brakes, but it didn't matter. And the rest, as they say, is history. So this is a F. Fix my sex feature next time. Glad to be here.
I've also forgot to give the spoiler prep call in the turn, so it's also contributing to my F. The taxi was great. No notes on that.
My taxi was not great. I was mad and grumpy, and like the jet didn't fly right, and I was sad about it. So I screwed up the turn to the left, coming onto taxiway Charlie. The rest of the taxi was fine, but I also kind of didn't quite get the last turn as well as the last time because I just didn't believe that my turn rate was correct. And so I sort of like eased out, and it ends up being kind of a D shape instead of a C shape. So yeah, could do better there. But yeah, the flap arm prep radio call would work in real life, but I have to delay the flaps or the flaps, the spoilers, because I get down and I do boards when you say boards, and then I throw spoilers shortly thereafter based on spacing. But it is helpful to remember that I need to do it.
Yeah. All right. Oh, are we gonna? Oh, we need to watch the startup this time. Who you typing to?
There's one of the squadron, the Corsair group guys.
Ah.
So I had some questions. He is one of the good ones. Okay.
And here we go. Oh, need sound for the stream, so they can hear the whirs and whizzes and zeeps and boops.
Eat more seeps or
Always bumpy.
yeah. Also, the way that this mod is, it's just really sensitive to that stuff.
Yep.
That's actually kind of true of DCS jets in general. I think the
Yes.
Hornet's probably the only one that's not that way. Maybe the 16. But yeah. Like the F-14,
definitely
the
is.
F4, yeah, they're all that way. The third-party ones.
That's pretty good, dude.
All right, I'll take it.
A little lift
Yeah.
there, but like because of your
Yeah, I
y-axis
didn't
thing.
ease enough. You know.
I mean, who's? Yeah, I don't know.
But at this point, yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea about that. And ready for the overroll, and that's probably honestly because the x-axis was also affected. Because
Yeah.
I know it was. Because I didn't get any of my rollouts correct except for this one right here.
6,000. You should decide on a minimum for completing this maneuver over the top.
Probably 5. Any lower than that, and it's just going to be real hard to get it flat.
Nice. That's awesome.
That was a good one.
All right.
Now 6,000 is the target. That's what I want
Okay,
to
cool.
be at.
Just checking.
That's the one I'm aiming for. I thought the last one was 6,000. I checked the TAC view. This one actually was 6,000. 6,082 to be precise.
Knife edge. Good Al. Very good Al.
A little nose high, but yes, altitude is good.
All right, inverted. Wonder why they didn't do the inverted to inverted in this one. Maybe they just didn't come up with it yet. Nice and flat. A little low.
Oh, well, bummer.
Yeah, and there's the turn.
That looks good.
That's
Looks really
crazy. Looks nuts.
Looks freaking awesome.
That scared the
I'll have to watch the
crap out of
stream.
me, dude.
I have to watch the stream and see what it looks like.
Scared the crap out of me. I've never been that low. Blivet.
Here we go. Ooh, altitude okay. All right. So it's weird with all that y-axis stuff. It
Uh-huh.
feels like Like, I was able to get a ton of drive for this, though.
I don't know.
It's like the center of the stick
Was in a
center
different
area
spot.
was like slightly aft.
That happens.
And also there was just less force.
Some of the
Like
you can
less-
adjust that in profiles, so
Uh-huh.
it's possible that was the case.
Oh, low. Okay.
Whoa.
So I do need to be a little later.
really? That's
Yep.
wild. Either that or
I wanna
closer.
see- I want to see what that. Yeah, that's true too.
I think
but
closer.
also-
I think your altitude might be good. I think just closer.
yeah, I was a little indexed outboard more
Uh-huh.
so than I needed to be. But it was weird because remember thinking like I don't want to walk too far out. Anyway, I want to go see what that offset was.
We'll get better. We'll get better at these rejoins over time.
Yep.
Right now they're fine, but like we'll get closer to F-18 levels of rejoin.
Yeah,
In the
I mean
future.
we were 3-4 years into that by the time we started filming it even.
Heck, dude, we were 3 years into that before we started cleaning up those rejoins.
That's true. That was good. That was a good rollout.
That was a good rollout.
Didn't hide the jet as well as I thought I did in the flight, but
So the reason why I sank is because our speed was a lot lower than last time.
smoke on. And it was like, okay.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, you said to smoke on, so I did it.
You did what I said. Good for you.
It's a bummer because this is a pretty good Ford. Is
It'll still look good. If they were gonna have anyone
in the
do
picture, it
smoke on
won't.
That's a great Ford.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay. I think the one yesterday was still pretty good.
All right, moving on.
So I will say I am getting more confident in form flying with this thing because I was in formation on your wing and I went to F2 to check if the smoke was still on.
I don't know if that's false confidence or not, but that's confidence for sure.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, that
ahead
terrifying
of
moment
you.
where you overtake lead.
Yeah.
Nobody's favorite moment.
But I've done it enough at this point. I was just hold what you get, you'll be fine. And I still was too timid and lost you. It was slow around the back of the maneuver.
We were fine on the altitude at the bottom, actually. This
Yeah.
time.
It didn't feel scary. Yeah, like it's just this building is in the wrong spot.
Let's go delete some building. I'm kidding. Let's not do that.
No, I do not want to do that. Let's see. The offset of the split is like probably 3 jets and 1,000 feet on that second hit.
Good job on the altitude. My lineup just sucks. You did good.
Huh. My timing was awful.
I haven't waited the standard amount. So.
Yeah, I probably did it visually. I don't know. I don't remember. It looks like I did it visually, like timing-wise.
Stabog rolls, baby! Because it's a smoke winder, it doesn't look as clean as in the videos. Well, the one video there is of a Blivet.
Well, also the axis of roll is above where the winder is, so the smoke is
Yeah,
coming out
exactly.
off of the axis of the roll.
That's what I'm saying. That is my point.
Got it.
If it was actually coming out of where it usually does, which is on top of the burner, or on top of the exhaust. A little high, but it's a 4.5.
And I was coming down to you too.
I'm pretty good at those rollouts.
Yep. I have to go and watch some tape to see how mine look, because I have no idea.
Here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. That looks really cool.
That's pretty good one.
Good job. Safe clear.
Yep. I think I can get a little lower than that, but yeah.
Yeah. I think you're at the point where you can start bringing it down.
I was too fast. I would have been lower.
Uh-huh.
I picked up a ton of speed because I added power when I shouldn't have.
So you know what would really suck? In the A4, if you ever got like actually out of formation, like if you had to duck out for a maneuver
Uh-huh.
and trying to get back in the A4 in real life.
In real life, yeah. I mean, the sim, sometimes I've tried, but you basically, if it's a maneuver, you just like, all right, I will pick it up in the next one. Like,
Right, but what I'm saying is like trying to, because of how much flow there is in the A4 for the sequences, like it's really hard to get back in.
Yep. Oh man, I'm all over the place. Holy cow. Really close, too. I'm curious how this is going to look.
8 point.
Here you go.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better. Don't get nervous on the second half of the rolls, though. Like, those first four were so, like,
Uh-huh.
and it was awesome. And then it gets a little muddy in the second half.
It's scary, dude. You're pointing towards the ground. You're still upside down.
I know. I know. Yeah. I know. I have the same problem on the 4-point. Or like the second 2 4-points often are a little rushed because I'm just like, ah.
Horizontal rolls.
Ah, what the- I think I need to be like slightly closer to you to make that work too. Because I'm rolling away from you, so that plus any kind of height disparity is just going to increase that.
Yeah.
All right, inverted tor. This one was horrible. Ugh. Blech.
I was like, Chase?
And then, like, not enough drive either because of the deflection problem. Like, look how much we sank.
Yeah, I was pretty confused. I was like, whatever, you just gotta fly his jet.
You're hiding the jet pretty well,
I
though.
know.
Look at that. That's
So
sick.
well that it became a problem, because I should have stopped right here. Yeah,
That
dude.
wasn't as bad of a rollout as I thought it was.
I can hide the jet now.
You can.
A little bit too well.
And then this is bad too. Yeah, you could tell there's just not enough bank. Look how high we are.
I
We're
know.
so high.
Oh.
Nice, dude. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the best I've done that one.
Well done. Yeah. I could see how you would want to tuck it in a little bit, but you don't need to. That looks great.
Yeah, dude.
I was realizing when I was flying the, I think it was the landing, I was like really padlocked on the Angels
Yep.
word on your
Yep.
intake that I was like, I just happened to notice out of the corner of my eye, I was like, oh right, there's a wingtip in between me and that. I was like, I was right there.
Yeah, dude. It's fairly uncomfortable because realistically, you're putting that wingtip over the back of your head to be in the right position. It's really uncomfortable. That didn't look as bad as I thought on the rollout.
Also really high again.
Ooh, good angles from us.
Mm-hmm.
See ya! just went and did it.
It was cool, but it was all by yourself.
Alright. God, this is a terrifying maneuver every single time. Every time I go over the top, I'm like, 1800, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. Every single time.
Only one of these. No, I think that was actually your takeoff maneuver. I don't think you ever hit the ground in this thing. Have you?
Once, yes. So
Oh, man,
one
you could see it. Look, I'm pointed like straight up.
one
What
other
is
issue
going
is
on?
that you went inboard, so you're actually overcrowded at this point. I saw on the tech.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, this was way off.
You're like,
I was once I passed you, I needed to watch my tape more, so I was staying on the heading. But I was just thinking about how much pull I needed and other things. So.
Thanks for the smoke call.
Mm-hmm.
Nice thing about the long smoke is that you could tell if I left it on.
Well, yeah, and then the turn is so gradual. I'm usually watching you rejoin while I'm doing it. Because well, what else am I gonna do?
All of your loops today felt like we were so floaty over the top, and I was like, this is weird. He doesn't usually do this.
Yeah, the jet felt different. Like the Moza had a different level of resistance, and I had more travel on the y-axis than. Well, that's not quite the right description. The neutral point felt like it was more toward me than it normally is. You're right in there, though. Nice job.
I'm getting better at it.
I don't even think they probably fly it quite that close in real life.
I'm not actually as close as you think.
Well, laterally.
Oh, yeah. That's probably more like where they fly it right there.
Yeah.
Not this close. That was when I expected you to roll faster.
Right, yeah. That is a really chill roll. Alrighty. It'll be faster next time. I think, yeah, because the whole thing was just mushier.
Yep.
I added the deflection I felt like would give a quicker roll, and it just didn't.
Yep.
Because I remember thinking, like, all right, I added a decent amount of deflection compared to what I had been doing, but it's like, this is taking forever.
Look at how slow this up we go. Like, normally you walk away from me, and this time I was able to stay right with you, and I was like, oh, he's being nice to me.
Yeah, we're barely vertical yet. Gosh.
Jeez, it's so slow.
It's so slow. It's crazy we didn't stall.
Wow.
Right pointed. I did a little early on that hit because I was like, we just gotta get this moving. I don't want to go any further crowd left.
I was like, 60 degrees? What's that? I'm taking 40. I need to get back out of here.
Yeah.
See me correcting my line over the top.
Yep, I do that too. All right, I think it was one right.
I think so too.
That was on me. I was not as good. My outbounds were all right, but my inbounds were not good.
Yep. One right and a little late on the smoke. There he is, folks.
Not as good as I thought. Must not have the right sight picture.
Uh,
Close.
I think you're good. Need to be a little smidge higher.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of a meh maneuver. All the rest of them are really cool. That one's just like whatever. Like they're just trying to solve a problem of we have to do something cool to rejoin. It makes it hard for whoever has to bank into lead like you do.
It's just scary, but it's the second time I do it. Like it's the same thing as the crossover break. It's just not the same plane.
Yeah. Gosh, that's cool. All right. Watch this shenanigans.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Doesn't look as bad as I thought. It's not good, but
Honestly,
it's not as bad
dude,
as I thought.
like all the mess that was going on with my form flying, and then I looked at it on the. We were watching this tape, and I was like, it doesn't look bad at all.
Yeah. This is such a bummer.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
just
a
got
good
the
one.
boards out. And then watch me tumble.
You think that looks like a slow turn, but the speeds we're going, that's about as fast as you can turn.
Yeah. Like the real life guys wouldn't do that because they could actually turn sharper than we can get away with those speeds.
Because of the caster system and everything like that. Because the issue is that when you do these turns, it picks up the wheel you're braking with.
It also it slows it down a lot. So like when you are like if you ever taxi formation, you'll feel it anyway. Like well, as soon as you turn, you get really slow, and as soon as you come off the brakes, you start speeding up.
Yep.
And I'm behind your turn by a couple of degrees.
Oops. I picked the wrong reference guy. There we go.
I tried not to. I was thinking I was intentionally this thing. Yeah. This.
Sometimes the best
Just
you
a
can do.
little. Yeah. That one's not too bad though.
Alright.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, dude. All right. Well, that's going to be it for us today, folks. I don't know when the next time is we're going to fly, but hopefully you'll be able to join us for that. And we'll see you then. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flight line.